right now on 5 on your side at 10.
Punished professors pushing back. More fallout tonight from pro-Palestinian protests at Washington University, bringing changes to tomorrow's commencement ceremonies.
A dry last 48 hours, but that comes to a close on Monday and Tuesday as we look at this storm off to our west, how it impacts us, and why not all areas are going to see the same amount of rain.
Our top story, new information in a MetroLink murder.
It's alarming and it's quite unnerving.
Tonight, a teenage girl is in custody. Good evening, I'm Mike Bush. The arrest comes less than 24 hours after a woman was gunned down in the middle of the afternoon at the Forest Park de Bolivar MetroLink station. 5 on your side's Andy Kroll joins us now with new developments in this case and more on the ongoing safety issues plaguing the mass transit line. Annie.
Mike, tonight that 17-year-old girl is being held at a juvenile detention facility on charges of second-degree murder and armed criminal action. The deadly violence happening just steps from the Missouri History Museum and several businesses, as well as homes and apartments. It's a crime making residents in the de Bolivar Place neighborhood and visitors to Forest Park on alert.
It's just that when you're actually here, it's unnerving.
You know, it's very unfortunate, but it just kind of comes with the territory, I suppose.
A woman in her 20s shot at the Forest Park de Bolivar MetroLink station in the middle of a sunny day, where joggers were out on the trails and people were out enjoying their afternoon. Investigators now saying she was shot in the chest by a 17-year-old girl. Barbara Rodriguez is a traveling nurse and lives in one of the buildings next to the station.
The MetroLink, like, literally is connected to the airport. I just get off of the MetroLink and my gate is right there. So it's so convenient. And then I went to a Blues game and it literally is right there. The MetroLink is so convenient. I wish LA had something like this.
In a statement before the arrest, Metro Transit said it was saddened by the shooting, saying, quote, "We are not immune to the plague of violent crimes which affect our region. It's that violence that has some in the neighborhood taking precautions."
I don't go out at night, especially being a woman. I cannot go out for a jog at night. I won't. I mean, I could, but I just won't.
Walking Sunday near the Missouri History Museum were husband and wife Diane and Peter Legg from Australia. They're not used to gun violence.
If someone gets shot in Australia, we don't panic because we're not involved in their business. It's a different, over here I think they use guns for, robberies or all sorts of things.
They're headed to Kansas City next.
I guess you just hope it's not going to happen around you. Because we really want to have a look at the world, and every part of the world has a dangerous spot. So
investigators were able to quickly identify that teenage suspect because of the many surveillance cameras on site. Bi-State began a $52 million project last October involving each MetroLink station to activate over 2,000 closed-circuit security cameras that communicate with the central command, plus build safer terminal areas and install high-security fencing. Mike?
Annie, thanks. A St. Louis County man charged in the shooting of a toddler is expected to face a judge this week. Deshaun Harlan is accused of shooting into a car near Chambers Road and Lorna Drive Thursday night. One of those bullets hit a 2-year-old in the leg. Investigators say Harlan previously tried to rob the child's father after they agreed to exchange an AR-15 for marijuana. Tonight, showers are moving in from the west. This comes after a sunny and warm Mother's Day weekend. Many families able to enjoy brunch outside. Meteorologist Gary Frank is timing out those showers in our Weather First forecast.
Yeah, good evening. I do think that for the most part, we're going to stay dry overnight as we look to the south where some of that's starting to settle in, at least the cloud cover has. No wet cameras just yet, but here's where that cloud cover and rain has started to settle in. And look how scattered they are in nature. That's what we're going to be dealing with here as we look ahead to the south, where clouds are starting to increase from Rolla to Farmington. And you'll notice how the shower is working its way toward Rolla and then fizzles out. It's still hitting this dry wall of air, and while our humidity has increased a little bit, it will take some time to overcome. 74 degrees. Our dew point is up a little bit. That number will continue to climb as we have a south-southeast breeze at around 10 miles an hour, and tonight there may be a spotty shower here and there, but temps in the low 60s. I don't expect you're going to wake up to too much rain, but by the rest of Monday, that's going to be changing a little bit. Monday and Tuesday with one dry day Wednesday before rain chances go up. And let's just put the aurora away, because not only is it cloudy, but the solar setup is not quite the same. Our rain chances return, but the severe weather not as expected. We'll talk about potential rainfall totals and how things are kind of changing here over the next 48 hours, and if it's just one of many systems that's going to impact us the next 10 days.
And remember, you can always get the latest Weather First forecasts on KSDK.com, the 5 on your side app, and streaming on 5 Plus. You can also text the word weather to 314-425-5355, and we'll send you a link. Tonight, for the first time, we're hearing from some of the Washington University professors who were suspended following last month's pro-Palestinian protests on campus that led to arrests and ultimately their suspensions. This as Israel appears poised to continue advancing on the city of Rafah in southern Gaza. The offensive is coming despite warnings and an ultimatum from the White House that a major ground invasion would lead to widespread civilian casualties. President Biden has also threatened to withhold certain weapons transfers. Those WashU professors are speaking out one day before graduation. 5 on your side's Laura Barczewski was there and pressed them on their messaging. Laura.
Mike, 5 of the 9 suspended Washington University professors stood here on the corner of Lindell and Skinker this afternoon saying their side of the story, sharing that they're feeling unfairly treated, but will continue to stand by this cause and their students. Israel bombs, WashU pays! These 5 Washington University professors say they've been suspended and some were arrested for standing with students during the pro-Palestinian protests on campus a little more than 2 weeks ago. They claim they've had no due process.
We haven't heard anything from the university, no formal charges, no sign of any investigation, no sign of evidence to back up the allegations made in the letters we received, absolute silence. Of course, we all are pursuing our own collective measures of redress, which include potential legal action.
Attorney and law professor Anders Walker says these professors really don't have a good case against the university legally.
They actually do not. Universities are not free speech zones, and the university can do pretty much whatever it wants.
He says tenure won't protect them either.
Professors under tenure policies can generally write what they want to write and say what they want to write and say what they want to say, but they can't say everything. And if the university decides that they're disrupting life on campus or trespassing or causing harm, then they can be suspended or even terminated.
As a Jew and lecturer in anthropology, Aaron Neiman says by supporting Palestine, he's not rejecting Jewish values, but rejecting genocide.
Reject any implication that the speech or actions of our movement are anti-Semitic. In fact, I see this claim as a dangerous negation of Jewish identity.
I asked all of them, what do you say to the Jewish students who feel unsafe and are struggling with how this is unfolding?
So what we're really trying to highlight is that actually represents a very, very small minority of opinion on campus, other Jewish students or Jewish faculty.
The idea that Jewish students on our campus are not safe is again a fabrication of the administration.
Jewish students at WashU and rabbis who support them have said in multiple interviews with 5 on Your Side the protests have made them feel unsafe.
I'm afraid for other people, for the other students, for my friends who are also themselves afraid.
If there was a word stronger than terrifying, I would use it.
Now, I asked the professors if they wanted to return to their jobs here at the university, and many of them said they did and want to continue working for their students. Reporting live in St. Louis, Laura Barczewski, 5 on Your Side.
And tonight we're also hearing from WashU Student Senate, which is demanding amnesty for all suspended students and those evicted from campus housing. The student union says more than 1,600 students, a 60% majority, voted in favor of a referendum calling on the university to divest from Boeing over the aerospace giant's ties to Israel. WashU is hoping to avoid disruptions during tomorrow's university-wide commencement ceremony with some policy and safety changes. This comes after protests have disrupted several college graduations, the latest happening today at Duke University, where comedian Jerry Seinfeld, who's Jewish, delivered the commencement address. About 30 students walked out, some waving Palestinian flags. The changes at WashU include the requirement of tickets into Francis Olympic Field. Guests may only bring in clear bags, no bigger than 14 inches by 14 inches by 4 inches. Noisemakers, large banners, balloons, food, and drink, except water, along with firearms and weapons, are not allowed. Tomorrow's commencement will begin at 9 a.m. at Francis Olympic Field. Actress Jennifer Coolidge will deliver the commencement address. She will also receive an honorary Doctor of Fine Arts. He's a diamond in the rough.
I just like things to look neat, and it gives me something to do.
A golf course groundskeeper who works for free.
I just do it because I want to stay busy.
How it's helping this 80-year-old take a swing at life after loss.
It shouldn't come as a surprise that this year is much more wet than last year. We're almost 7 inches ahead. Why that's important as we head into the next 10 days and how much rain we're expecting this week.